Hey guys, so for a very long time, people have encouraged me to go on TikTok, and I'm going to give you the reasons I haven't done it until this morning, and I'll give you the reasons why I decided to do it. So, the number one reason I haven't got on TikTok because I'm an old guy. I'm 59 years old, and TikTok just seems like a young person's thing. And it just didn't seem right. I don't know. It just didn't seem like a right fit. Even though my buddy John at Catholic for Rednecks, who I think is a little bit older than me, kept telling me go on it. It's very effective in spreading the faith. He's been bugging me for years to go on it, and he's on it. So check out Catholic for Rednecks on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. He got deplatformed from YouTube, so actually gives him street creds to me. But I got demonetized for a very long time, but never deplatformed. So I'm not as cool. But yeah, that was one of my reasons. I'm an old guy. Now, one of my reasons I did go out on it was, ironically, because I'm an old guy. If you've seen my video with my son, Nick, he's my youngest son. We mentioned his wife, Chelsea. And she encouraged me to go on it because she said there's a lot of Catholic influencers on there that are very young, and their hearts are in the right place. Like, she would never say a negative word about anybody. She's a very positive girl. And she said, their hearts are in the right place, but the way they're presenting the Catholic faith is actually pushing our Protestant friends away. See, we were all evangelicals before we became Catholic, so we know evangelical Christians that love the Lord as much, and in some cases more than we do. We don't want to push them away. We want to draw them in. And so, St. Paul told Timothy, when you're choosing someone to spread the faith, make sure it's not a new convert. So a lot of these new converts are excited about the faith, and they're saying things that are like pushing, evangelicals away. So she said, you should come on there and give positive reasons to be Catholic. And, generally in life, I always like to flip the script. Someone gives me something negative, I like to flip it to something positive. I always see the glass half full. And I know on this channel, unfortunately, sometimes people get to you when you have Catholics bashing the Catholic Church. You have to expose them, and it comes off negative. But on my TikTok channel, I'm just going to try and stay 100% positive and draw people in. So if you could support me, if you have TikTok, or if you can download the app, follow my page, I guess you would say, in TikTok language. Can't believe I'm a TikToker. But the second reason I didn't want to go on it is because, I remember someone saying, you just got to make your points quick, like give three quick points in like a minute. And I'm like, I can't even give one quick point in an hour. But the reason I went on it is because it's going to sharpen my skills. I've always admired, I always say I think Dr. Doug Beaumont's one of the best apologists on YouTube, because number one, he's a theologian and an apologist. I mean, like a real one. And he gets to the point quick. So, St. Paul says, follow me as I follow Jesus. I always say follow the pastor as you follow the master. But sometimes in your craft or in our mission, we can look to those who are really good at it and learn from them. Don't imitate them. I'll still be me. I'm not going to sound like a theologian. Trust me. I'm not going to sound like Professor Beaumont, but I can learn from him. He has phenomenal communication skills. So it's helping me hone in my skills to say things, get to the point, and direct. Another reason I didn't go on there was because it's a Chinese app, and I'm an old guy. We know the Chinese are communists, and communism is bad. There's no way to slice it or dice it. Communism is evil. It comes from the pit of hell, and I don't want to contribute to a communist Chinese app. But then I prayed about it, and I thought, these Chinese communists that are monitoring us, they get to hear the gospel. A lot of people are worried they mine your information, but I had my information stolen, my identity stolen once, and the guy went to the bank to get a loan, and the bank person said, "Sir, there's people on death row with better credit scores than you." So, I mean, you steal my credit information, it ain't gonna do you no good. So I decided to go on TikTok and try and draw our Protestant brothers and sisters into the fullness of the faith, try and convert our atheist fellow citizens to Christianity, Muslims, Buddhists, who was ever willing to watch. And from what I hear, you know, Catholic for Redneck said he'd get 100 views on YouTube and the same video would get 1 million. So, you know, I don't do this for the views, but we do this to get the word out. So, I mean, if I can get a positive word about the Catholic Church out in 3 minutes, and trust me, it's not going to be easy. I did 2 short YouTube videos, and the only way that I was able to do it, they changed it. It used to be you had to do it in 15 seconds, and they changed it to 1 minute. And by the grace of God, they changed it to 3 minutes. So I made 2, actually made 2 this morning. And this is what we're going to do. They're not up on TikTok yet because I'm a morning person. My wife and kids were telling me to do it last night. I'm like, there's no way I'm making a video tonight. It was late. So I got up at 3 o'clock in the morning, knocked out 2 YouTube shorts, sent them over to her. And then I'm sure when she gets up, she will upload them to TikTok. I think that's how it works. So look for me on TikTok, Blue Collar Catholic, you know, and I guess follow the page, share the page, and let's spread the word that Jesus Christ is Lord. And the Catholic faith is where you can receive the fullness of the faith. The Catholic Church is the only church that Jesus Christ started, and we can prove it historically. So God bless, stay Catholic, and do me a favor. If you're buying or selling real estate, go to realestateforlife.org. I see us turning the tide on this, as Pope Francis called it, the gravest sin, the gravest mortal sin. We're turning the tide. People are starting to look at the science, you know. Sometimes we can't get them with the morality and the teaching of the church, but we can show them the science, and they can see science has caught up to the church. So God bless, stay Catholic. Again, it's realestateforlife.org. It's the only real estate company in the world that's 100% pro-life. That means every single employee is a pro-life Christian, and they donate a majority, like most of their money, you know, because you're going to pay money anyway, commissions, fees, whatever you pay, depending on what state you live in, what country you live in, you're going to pay something to move or to sell real estate. So may as well give it to pro-life Christians who are going to put it back into the pro-life community. That's what they do. They donate back to pro-life ministries. And not only are these realtors pro-life Christians, they're the most experienced, most professional people you'll ever do business with. I know this firsthand. You can take that to the bank. God bless and stay Catholic.